You're watching Marquee Sports Network. Welcome to Cubs Classics, proudly presented by Bregman. Time to relive another chapter in Cubs history.
Boog Shelby, David Ross, Jeff Passenbeck here in Houston. There's the skipper of the Cubs, Joe Maddon, 4 straight years in the playoffs. Won the World Series in 2016. His team's been scoring this year. They are tied for first in the National League in runs per game with the Dodgers, and Kris Bryant is back. His last game was that collision, of course, on Sunday, May 26th, and that was in the 6th inning against the Reds. He's having a great year, 3rd in the majors in OPS. He's got Rizzo behind him, who's having an all-star caliber season. Javier Baez, Wilson Contreras as well, all-star caliber players, as the Cubs have really been able to score. That lineup will go up against the lefty Wade Miley, who will work quickly, David Ross.
Yeah, the veteran knows what he wants to do, and he's going to be as stubborn as they get. He's going to execute his pitches and throw lots of cutter. He's got a 4-pitch mix, but he's going to be heavy with that cutter when it matters most. And you're right, Boog, this guy works fast, a catcher's and a defense's dream.
Yeah, no doubt. You don't see a ton of it. In fact, he is by pace the fastest worker in the majors. 32 years old. And the roof is closed. A little glare through the window out there in left center field. And it'll be Kyle Schwarber to get things started. And there you go with it. Choo-choo up there above the wall, and pretty steamy day. It's Miley against Schwarber as we get going. Astros and the Cubs, and here we go. And there that cutter misses outside. Kyle Schwarber, an unlikely guy, maybe you'd say, as a leadoff man. This is his 14th straight start in the leadoff spot for him.
Tried it a little bit last year and got off to a slow start, moved out of that, and really didn't get into any much of a rhythm last year in that leadoff spot.
In the air, left field, that's well struck. Fisher back into that gap out there, and that one is gone. Home run. Schwarber wasn't sure where it went. He goes the opposite way, his 10th of the season, and the Cubs jump out 1-0 as it just snuck out.
Well, if this doesn't tell you about the Cubs' plans with these left-on-left hitters against Wade Miley, this is exactly what you want to do and plan for against a guy, this heavy cutter. See this 86-mile-an-hour cutter down and away, really middle away to Kyle Schwarber, and he finds just the edge of these Crawford boxes for his home run, lead off the game.
As Kris Bryant takes a strike, Kyle Schwarber in the dugout and asking, where did it go?
I can't even finish my breakdown of the swing.
Yeah, because Miley works so fast. There he is. Watch. What's going on? Where is it? Am I out? Is it a double? Is it a homer?
Best possible outcome.
His second career leadoff homer. The other was this past Friday. Yeah, just snuck out of the park. So Schwarber home run number 10. One more look at it getting out of the park.
Fisher did a good job of getting in that corner. I thought he was going to make that play. It just does catch the edge railing and kicks into the stands.
Bryant swings over top of that one, and there's a strikeout, and there's one away.
This is the cutter that Wade Miley's trying to throw to Schwarber. This has got a lot more depth to it. You see here, start middle to this righty. Almost got a little slide action to it, a little more depth. That's when that cutter's at its best.
For Wade Miley, by the way, he has now given up a homer in 9 straight starts. He's given up 1 each in 9 consecutive starts.
Well, that tells you he works fast. He's coming right at you. You're going to do that. You're going to give him some homers as quick as he works.
Anthony Rizzo at the plate. We're doing 90 feet with Riz. He's used to seeing the shift. Right now, Bregman playing kind of rover out there in shallow right center. That's the shortstop between Kemp and White. About 15 feet out there in the outfield. That's a strike. Miley back to work. And a swing and a miss. And I think Rizzo thought that was the third out of the inning as he dropped his bat there momentarily. Well, pace is something we'll look at here tonight, Jeff Passan. This guy is the fastest worker in the majors, and Hendricks is pretty quick too.
Yeah, Boog, he's the fastest by a long shot. Less than 20 seconds between pitches for Wade Miley. And it goes back to his days at Southeastern Louisiana. His coach there, J.R. Tiguis, used to say to him, if you turn your back to the batter, I will take you out of the game. That instilled fear in Wade Miley. It's funny, Kyle Hendricks used to go to summer camp at Stanford baseball camp, and you know what? They said the same thing to him there. Do not turn your back to the batter. Get in there, rock and fire, and these are two of the fastest starting pitchers, guys, in the major leagues.
Baez swings through it. It's interesting because they've compared Kyle Hendricks to Greg Maddux, and a note that ties it together for me, Rob Smith, longtime video coordinator with the Braves, said that he would edit together starters' pitching performances. Maddux was the only guy that would say, don't edit out the between pitches stuff. So when it was video, you know, Tom Glavine threw a pitch and it was a ball, then it would just be cut and Glavine would be back on the rubber. Maddux said, don't take that out. I want every piece of information I can get if they're going to show the hitter. So effectively, even on video, Greg Maddux was saying, I always want to face the hitter. Bregman handles that one. Baez is out as he hobbles down that line, still dealing with that heel contusion. But Kyle Schwarber dials long distance. The Cubs off to a good start.
Tuesday at 8, it's the next installment of Chris and Tell, the new talk show hosted by Emmy Award-winning host Chris Myers. This week, Chris is joined by two-time Super Bowl champion Jim McMahon.
I get into the huddle. I said, look, boys, I said, this game doesn't mean a damn thing. I said, we're already in the playoffs. We have home field advantage. I said, let's get this man the record that he deserves.
Catch Jim McMahon on Chris and Tell, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. Tuesday at 8 on Marquee Sports Network.
Do you have concerns about mild memory loss related to aging? Prevagen is the #1 pharmacist-recommended memory support brand. You can find it in the vitamin aisle in stores everywhere. Prevagen, healthier brain, better life.
Little things can be a big deal, like our all-new LiveWell app. One small icon on your smartphone with limitless health benefits, like appointment scheduling, managing health information, or finding a little calm in your busy day. Advocate Aurora Health. We're here for you.
Don't waste your time and money at the chain store. They got the best auto parts, brake parts, suspension parts, and dealer parts too. The website's so easy to use. The lowest prices and fast delivery too. All the parts your car will ever need. All the savvy folks are buying parts at rockauto.com. All the parts your car will ever need. rockauto.com.
Some Western philosopher once said, the point of life is helping each other get through it. These days, we're all looking forward to getting back to the way things were. But even the days we wish to forget have had moments we'll want to remember. Moments that defined us. And at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, we know that in the end, how we get through it all will always depend on who we get through it all with.
The FabFitFun Winter Box is something for everyone. Go to FabFitFun.com and join today. The FabFitFun Winter Box is something for everyone. Go to FabFitFun.com and join today.
A.J. Hinch and the Astros won it all 2017. Lost in the ALCS last year. Picked up career win number 500 last night. And here's the lineup. Astros 5th in the American League in runs per game. They got Fisher leading off, and then Bregman, who's been tremendous. Brantley in back of him, Gurriel, Reddick, and Chirinos, that top grouping. And they will go up against the right-hander, Kyle Hendricks, who gives you a little bit of everything. 29 years old. He's impressive.
Well, we talked about him in the open, the professor they call him, because he dissects that lineup and dissects that play. He's going to use 2 fastballs, a 2-seamer and a 4-seamer, but his pitch is the changeup. Look for him to use a lot of changeup tonight of a good fastball hitting Astros team.
Inside Minute Maid Park, the roof is closed. Hot, humid day here in Houston. Shocker. And here's Fisher. And the first offering drops below the strike zone for ball 1. Derek Fisher was just brought up from AAA. You see the big league numbers in limited plate appearances. He's had 265 major league plate appearances in career 203. But a guy who was a first-round pick in 2014. And getting a chance to play in part because that guy is out. George Springer out with the left hamstring injury. One pop foul out of play. Here is the Springer injury. It was May 24th this past Friday, and Springer chasing after a foul pop and immediately went and grabbed that left hamstring, chasing after the Xander Bogaerts foul ball. Yeah, I'm not going to play doctor, but he had missed 4 previous games to that one with a back injury, and everything's connected, gang.
Yeah, it is. And they talk about that a lot from the ground up. Things start getting tight, especially when you day in and day out and have the fast twitch like that guy does. Wow, I love watching him.
And he has been the engine that really has made them go. George Springer. There's that pitch darting down and away, and Fisher over the top of it, and there's a strikeout.
Good sequence there. It comes with the high 4-seam fastball up and in before this nasty changeup here to Fisher. Starts at middle, and that thing just does so many different. That ball, when he throws it, it's like a wiffle ball. You never know if he's going to cut it, sink it. That's impressive. Full arm action, hard to lay off that as a hitter.
And so Bregman with a dozen home runs here in May, 17 overall. And there's a strike on the outside corner. The sinker and the changeup, the two that really work together. And that one off the end of the bat. Russell underneath it. And there's 2 down. Fastball and changeup. And our man Rob Freeman, the pitching ninja, check them out one at a time and then out of the same tunnel. There's the fastball. There's the changeup. I mean, it's like the same pitch coming at you. It's just 9 miles an hour difference.
Pitching 101. You want everything to start on the same arm release point. You want to have the same arm action, full throttle, full arm speed, and he does such a great job with both, and it's hard to decipher. Obviously, you see there with Bregman pulling off that changeup.
And here's Brantley down. And there's a strike as it runs back over the edge. Brantley off to a great start. First year of a 2-year, $32 million deal. When you look at baseball 2019, this is the type of hitter you're looking for. A guy who makes contact and slugs. Slice the other way, but foul.
He's always been the guy that you're catching behind where it's never a comfortable situation that you're in. You feel like if you leave something middle in, he's got power to hit you to right. He'll take his doubles in the gap to left, and oh yeah, he'll take a lousy single up the middle to get a run in. This guy is a extremely tough at bat and a tough guy to get off the barrel.
32 years old. Just slaps that one to center. Dive in. Almora can't make the play. Trickles away. Schwarber picks it up. And Brantley into second. It should be double number 16, but Almora, I'm sure if you ask him, thinks he should have had it.
Yeah, I thought he had a beat on that. Albert Almora, pretty good jump here, but it's exactly what Michael Brantley does. Stays up the middle, just like we talked about. Stays in that changeup, just out of the reach of Albert Almora. You see he's got his head down there. Feels like he's got it in his glove. Just can't come up with it. Here it is in slow motion. It's like he hit him a little bit in the palm, running that hard and that fast. Albert Almora definitely thinks he should have had that one.
Been one of the better defensive center fielders in the National League this year, in all of baseball this year. There's Yuli Gurriel.
I'm going to point out good heads-up base running that there by Brantley, seeing that ball trickle away and getting to second.
So the Astros with a man in scoring position. But with all the injuries, right now, you got Correa out and Altuve out. A swing and a miss, and it gets away from Contreras. And down to third goes Brantley.
We were talking earlier about how this changeup can do some funny things, and this is what he does to righties. He'll cut it. He wants to go in here. Looks like he just cut that a little bit, but Contreras really just whiffs this ball. Doesn't sink here. Sometimes you blink as a catcher when the hitter swings. I don't know what happened there, but the ball was Contreras, I'm sure.
That's
like that back.
That's the four-seam changeup that he likes to throw away to righties.
Correct.
And he said sometimes it'll cut. I mean, which is amazing. The amount of guys that can cut a changeup is pretty small.
There's a rare few, and I remember catching a guy by the name of Koji Urahara in Boston, and he's the only other guy I knew. His was a split finger, but he could cut it and sink it as well. Kyle's the only other guy that I've seen and been behind the plate that can really manipulate an off-speed pitch that well.
29 years old from Mission Viejo, California. Pitched his college ball at Dartmouth. On the corner. And Gurriel rung up. When we return, we'll go 90 feet with that guy. Anthony Rizzo and I will have a little chat. Stay tuned for that.
Hey Caleb, what's up? How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. Guess what? I just had my 13th surgery.
Really? I just had my 17th surgery.
Well, you beat me.
Well, I am a little bit older than you.
Yeah, it's true. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm encouraged by seeing how people are coming together to help each other during times like these.
Kind of like how Shriners Hospitals for Children is there for us. Imagine if I couldn't get my surgery. Who knows what would have happened?
Same for me. I know my Shriners Hospitals family will continue to take care of kids like us who need them most. All because of caring people like you.
Like me?
No, the people watching us right now at home.
Oh, those people. Hi, people.
Caleb and I know not everyone can help right now. But for those of you who can, we hope you'll call the special number on your screen right now.
You'll be making sure our amazing doctors and nurses can keep helping kids like us who need them now and in the days to come.
Your gift will make a huge difference for kids like us.
Ooh, show them the thank you gift.
Okay, hold on a second. With your gift of $19 a month, we'll send you this adorable Love to the Rescue blanket as a thank you and a reminder of the kids you're helping with your monthly support.
So what are you waiting for? You can use your phone and call or go to LordShriners.org to give and join with thousands of other generous people who change lives with their gifts every day.
I think that's about it, buddy. Good job.
My pleasure, Captain. Please call now. If operators are busy with all the other caring people, please wait patiently. Or you can go to LordShriners.org to give right away.
Big or small, your gift helps us all. Thank you.
FanDuel Sportsbook makes it incredibly easy to bet live during the game. But to make it even easier, we got Hall of Famer Orlando Pace to place Kyle's bet for him.
Kicking team's coming out.
Let's bet they'll make it.
And it's good.
That was less weird than I thought it would be.
FanDuel Sportsbook, with more live betting options than anywhere else. Place your first bet risk-free and get up to $1,000 back if you don't win.
them reckless? Call them crazy. But what do you call them if you can't see them? The class exclusive blind spot view monitor, available on the Hyundai Santa Fe, can help you see them wherever they come from. Hyundai, the longer you look, the more there is to like.
Lease the Santa Fe for $189 a month or get 0% APR for 72 months or $4,250 bonus cash. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
Hey there, I'm Boog Shambi, and this is 90 Feet with Cubs first baseman Anthony Rizzo. All right, you've been hit by the most pitches in the majors since 2014. When are you going to wear an elbow guard, tough guy?
I don't know. I do a good job at not getting hit in the elbow.
Okay.
So I do a good job of getting hit on the meat.
Okay.
But it just doesn't feel
If
right.
we made one with David Ross's face on it, would you wear it?
No, because I see him all the time. I just punch him in the face whenever I want.
Fair enough. Go-to karaoke song. Well, I understand you really like karaoke.
Usually it's probably Enrique Hero, but as of late, it's been Lady Gaga Shallow.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Respond to this. Karaoke scouting people that I talk to, big league scale, 20 to 80. Your want level of karaoke is 80, ability 30.
Yeah, but you can't question the heart and desire I put into it. So
Okay.
I think I'm an 80.
Okay.
That's all my friends, my wife. I
Okay.
tell them all the time I'm an 80, but I don't know what I really am.
All right. All I need is this story true? 2015, you guys are off to a decent start. You did not have a third baseman at the beginning of the year named Chris Bryant. He eventually comes up. You go out to dinner. A fan approaches the table and says, "Hey guys, how you doing? Chris, big fan, would like a picture." You guys both stand up. The fan says, No, Anthony, will you take the picture of me and Chris? Is that true or false?
That is very true. I did not take the picture. Chris had my back. I don't know if Anthony would like that very much. It was his first off day.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a true story.
So this is a write-in question. Dexter from St. Louis writes in, are you going to wear sleeves today? And who gave you your style?
I wear sleeves pretty much every game.
Okay.
With the exception of maybe 3 or 4 when I've lost my mind throughout the season. I'll
Okay.
just go bare underneath.
All right.
I think Dex has really helped me with my style, and Jay Hay.
Okay.
They really have styled me to perfection. We have a little group chat going with all the good pictures I have in there. So
Thanks for doing this. Appreciate it.
yeah, thanks, man.
That's 90 feet. That's Anthony Rizzo. That one looped out into left center field, and it finds space. Almora drops it in there, and a one-out base runner. Thanks to Anthony Rizzo for stopping by. All right, so David Ross, I did ask him one other thing, and that was an encounter the two of you had. I said, okay, here's a story, Riz. I'll give you David Ross's version. And it was a game in Pittsburgh where in a big spot, he grounded into a double play, rolled over, comes back to the dugout, comes to you and says, what do you got? And you laid into him and basically started barking at him. You weren't ready to play today. That's a terrible at bat. And your version was you yelled at him, and then the next plate appearance, he went yard. It hit, about 7,000 feet. And I said, so Rossi's version is that yelling at you made you better. And his version of that story is, that's the first time I talked back to Dad.
That's how it was.
That's what he said. He said it was the first time he yelled back at you.
He came in hot, man. He rolled over a first pitch sinker from a guy that I didn't think should get him out. We had bases loaded, nobody out on a day game in Pittsburgh. And, I just thought it was a bad at bat. And he came in. I was going to keep my mouth shut, just let it go. And he came in asking. And so I gave some honest dad truth. And I don't think he liked it too much, because as soon as he hit that ball in the Allegheny River, he was staring at me running around the bases and came in yelling at me and punching me. And my line to him was, hey, Anthony, if I have to yell at you every day to make you a better player and help us win, I'm happy to do that.
You're in.
Yeah, I'm all in on that, because I want to win.
And by the way, Dexter Fowler in St. Louis. Yeah, he is wearing sleeves tonight. You can see.
And Dex definitely, Riz has got some bad style, I promise you that. He needs J.A. and Jackson. He had some awful outfits, so he's cleaned it up a lot. He had some bad jeans early on. Jay Hay's got the real style. There he is right there.
He was fun and a huge karaoke guy. I mean, the amount of karaoke songs. I guess on the piano, he can do Drops of Jupiter with Train. He likes Home Sweet Home from Motley Crue. The two songs he named, nobody else gave me, but it was amazing. I had like 4 different people say, oh, you got to ask him about karaoke. And he really thinks he can sing, but he stinks.
He likes to be Jack of all trades, master of none. That is him. He is garbage.
He was, he was great. Gurriel at third. And handles that chance. Remember, Yuli Gurriel originally signed as a third baseman with these Astros.
Dear all-wheel drive, I'm your new co-pilot, Camry. Let's show the road what we've got. Snowy streets, we're coming for you. Icy grip, we're holding tight. Wintry mix, meh. Safety's the name of our game. Steady, Camry all-wheel drive.
Right now, you can get 0.9% APR financing for 60 months on a new 2021 Toyota Camry. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
You know Miller Lite only has 1 more calorie, right?
And more taste. Good choice.
All the parts that you need to keep her on the road. For work, for school, everywhere you go. But sometimes they can be hard to find. Rock Auto's got the parts for whatever you drive. Upkeep on that work truck, you just save some big bucks. All the parts you're looking for delivered to your front door. All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto. All the parts your car will ever need. RockAuto.com.
Some Western philosopher once said, the point of life is helping each other get through it. These days, we're all looking forward to getting back to the way things were. But even the days we wish to forget have had moments we'll want to remember. Moments that defined us. And at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, we know that in the end, how we get through it all will always depend on who we get through it all with.
I'm Greg. I'm 68 years old. I do motivational speaking in addition to the substitute teaching. I honestly feel that that's my calling, to give back to younger people. I think most adults will start realizing that they don't recall things as quickly as they used to, or they don't remember things as vividly as they once did. I've been taking Prevagen for about 3 years now. People say to me periodically, man, you got a memory like an elephant. It's really, really helped me tremendously.
Prevagen, healthier brain, better life.
In the truck game, greatness is defined by a relentless commitment to the customer, forged over decades, built by a team resolute in helping you achieve your greatness. Experience this award-winning lineup today. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 44 years straight and counting.
Hurry to get $7,250 in total savings on a built Ford Tough F-150 XLT at your local Ford dealer.
MarqueeSportsNetwork.com is your destination for the most comprehensive Cubs coverage. Watch in-depth interviews, catch amazing highlights, and get exclusive access to your team at MarqueeSportsNetwork.com. You're watching Cubs Classics, proudly presented by Prevagen. Let's get back to the action.
Josh Reddick fouling off the first offering from Kyle Hendricks. Reddick, Chirinos, and White. Josh Reddick, his season off to a really good start. Kyle Hendricks, one of those guys that is around the zone. Almora drifting back. But even more so this year. In fact, there's a huge change for him in terms of percentage of pitches in the strike zone. That is something where he is looking to get more aggressive early in the game. And it's the highest strike rate of his career for Kyle Hendricks. So that's one of the things you look at it. Back in 16, that was his best year. He didn't throw a ton of strikes. 98th in strike zone rate. It's up to 54%. That's 6th highest in the bigs this year. So again, David, you caught him back in 16. We're seeing more four-seamers this is a guy who has an ability to adapt. He adjusts.
He's growing as a pitcher. I mean, early on in 15 and 16, he came up. They didn't let him go much past the 5th or 6th inning. Was a guy that struggled third time through the lineup. Nice play by Javi Baez. Struggled the third time through the lineup. Didn't know how to still keep guys off the pitches. Now he's using that 4 and 2 as 2 different pitches. So essentially he's taking a 2-pitch mix and made it a 4-pitch mix because he's throwing more breaking balls as well. He has evolved as a pitcher, knows what he wants to do. And what I love the most about him is that he knows how to read swings. That is a lost art in our game from pitchers, and he is really good at it.
Yeah, I think the other thing too is, you know, the launch angle thing, the uppercut swing, it's real. That is the way more guys are swinging. And the 2-seam fastball, the sinker, doesn't play well against an uppercut type swing. That's why you're seeing so many 4-seam fastballs. So even Kyle Hendricks with his 87-mile-an-hour fastball needs to throw some 4-seam fastballs up in the strike zone. I mean, he admitted this to me, that he is in part combating the launch angle revolution by throwing more 4-seam fastballs, and he's traded some soft contact on the ground for some soft contact in the air.
No doubt. And we talked a little bit last year. He was having a lot of these hitters were laying off the 2-seamer down and the changeup down because of how good his changeup is. They want to see it up in the zone. He's combated that and taken the hitter's eye and using that 4-seamer up. And oh yeah, he can kind of cut that into lefties. You'll see some tonight. He can run it in there a little bit. He really can manipulate the baseball well. But back to your point, Boog, elevating more fastballs allows him to get under the zone and get that hitter in swing mode.
And again, pitch usage has changed, ground ball rate has changed, but really focus on 4-seam and 2-seam fastball. The 2-seam is the sinker, the 4-seam is the one you'll throw up in the zone. And again, 16 was his best year. He's different the last 3 years. The MO, the way he has operated, he's changed a bit, and he says as much. I mean, look, the 2-seam fastball is dying in the sport. The sinker, you don't see as many of them. So when you came into the league, David Ross, that's the pitch, the sinker.
Everybody was sinker slider. And Kyle's recognized too, like now with the data that you have and teams, what they know, they're able to find out where guys hit the ball the most, so he combats that with that 4-seamer up.
Does such a great job of executing a plan on 10 pitches. The plan was to get him 1, 2, 3, and he did.
To be a Chicago fan, you really had to struggle.
And we weren't very good. I said, I want to come back and I want to coach the Bears.
Suddenly we start seeing these personalities.
Bring on the Super Bowl. Bring on New Orleans. Bring on this party.
I'm from Chicago!
They were bigger than life.
We were rock stars, really.
Even when they were down, they got up again.
When you're a true fan, you take every opportunity to show it. You show it in the grandest of gestures, even right down to the way you pay. Hey. If you cheer for Chicago baseball, we've got you covered.
One of the UFC's most notorious athletes returns to the octagon for a long-awaited rematch. And we're giving you the opportunity to bet $1 and pocket $257 if Conor McGregor repeats history and wins by first-round knockout during UFC 257. Bet a little, win a lot. It's that simple. So download the DraftKings at Casino Queen Sportsbook app, bet $1 to win $257, watch the fists fly, and make it rain.
They say in life that timing is everything. How being in the right place at the wrong time can tragically change your life. Because a truck driver is texting or watching videos instead of paying attention. And when that happens, timing is more critical than ever to preserve the electronic evidence before it gets wiped away. If you're the victim of negligence, call one of the most successful and experienced injury lawyers around. Kenneth Allen Law Group. Call before your time runs out.
Little things can be a big deal, like exceptional care on a small screen when and where you need it. Whether that's virtual care 24/7 or a scheduled video visit with your provider, anytime, anywhere access is a big plus. Advocate Aurora Health, we're here for you.
Hi, Fruit Loop.
Hey, how you feeling?
Thanks for being here.
You don't need to do this alone. I can come help you get to the other side of this.
I'd love to have you.
You know, you don't have to stick around. Nicole's my best friend, too. I'm happy to be here.
I hate waiting in line at the pharmacy.
Ugh, the old way of getting birth control.
One less doctor's appointment makes life so much easier.
I actually found Neurex, and I was able to get my birth control ordered while I'm binge watching my shows.
I got birth control prescribed from my couch, definitely from my couch.
In between meetings,
Without any issues. Like a week later, it was on my doorstep. Straight to my door.
It just shows up at my door.
It came to my door. How awesome is that?
And a reminder, this week's Sunday Night Baseball is in New York. The series finale between the Red Sox and the Yankees. Coverage starts 6 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app with Baseball Tonight's Sunday Night Countdown. Derek Fisher pulls that one down. Give me a second, Wade Miley. I mean, I didn't even get to the important part. Trying to read the promo. That game Sunday, by the way, is also available on ESPN Radio with my good friend Chris Singleton, and of course on the call, me. All right, that's it. Who caught that? One down as Bodie flies to Fisher, and here is Kyle Schwarber. Schwarber, who homered to lead the game off. I mean, if you are interested in what's taking place in this game, do not get up for a drink or to go to the bathroom with Wade Miley on the mound, because this is as close to Mark Burley, Roy Halladay pace level head-to-head as you're going to get in the majors with Miley and Hendricks.
And I know it's a player's dream, but it's also a broadcaster's dream, right?
Oh my gosh.
I love the pace. I love the strikes coming right at them. You know what you're getting. Even the hitters, you know what you're getting. I hated the guy that works so fast. I never feel like I got comfortable in the box, right? Geez, he's coming again. Let me get my rhythm. Let me get my timing. Let me get set. No, Wade Miley's grabbing it, put it fingers down, and let's go.
Casson, if you're wondering, this is why we had you on this game, because you have no chance to get in here tonight. It's basically, we just got you a really good seat to the broadcast, but you're not actually going to get a chance to say anything because these two guys are working so quickly.
Yeah, I know that we're harping on this, but it's an anomaly in this game today, guys. The Cubs' average game time this year is 3 hours and 16 minutes, and that's including Kyle Hendricks on that team. I was asking Wade Miley yesterday about how he works fast compared to other pitchers. Justin Verlander happens to be walking by. He says, it's not that we're slow, Jeff. Wade just works that fast.
And again, the point that Jeff made earlier, keep your eyes trained on Wade Miley. He never turns away from the plate. Did he go? Yes, he did. Except for there. 2 down, we send it back to the studio. And here is John Murphy.
Boog, Nationals jumping on the Braves early. They scored 8 runs in the first 2 innings. Kurt Suzuki with the RBI single. Kevin Gossman, 8 earned. Ties the most earned runs he has ever given up. It's been all Nationals in this game. 9-0 on Atlanta. Don't look now, but the Marlins are playing good baseball. 8 of 11 they've won, but Brandon Belt with a solo home run ties it up at 1 for San Francisco, who's got Madison Bumgarner on the mound tonight, guys.
I mean, if you are looking just for a relaxing night, you haven't been feeling great, head on down to Marlins Park and check out Marlins Giants. That's a tough one. I mean, come on. No?
I had Nats. Memorial Day had Nats Marlins, and it was actually a decent game.
Both to center. That's well struck. Maresnik back, and that's gone. Bryant off the batter's eye. Well, he was out since Sunday after sustaining that injury. Looks like everything is fine. His 13th of the year, and the Cubs tack on another, and it's 2-0.
We'll see where this pitch is here. The K-zone trying to go up and in, leaves it out over the plate. Doesn't get in like he wants it to. And Chris Bryant throws his hands out over that big leverage swing. That's a bomb to dead center.
And there's that curveball. So Chris Bryant, the Cubs, by the way, in terms of frequency of home runs to at bat, #1 in the National League. So they score, they get on base, and they hit homers.
This is the offense they've wanted for a while. Kind of left them last year at the end of the year.
Kemp settles under it, and that's the 3rd out. Chris Bryant back in the lineup for Joe Maddon's team, and a charge to center.
Time to get up, sweetie.
Most people might not think much about all the little things they do every day. But for me, just being able to do those little things is the best part of my day. Ready, Mom? It hasn't been easy, but sometimes the hardest things in life have the best rewards. And it's all because of my amazing friends at the Schwarber Hospitals for Children and people like you who support them every month. When you call the number on your screen and just give $19 a month, you'll be helping other kids like me do the amazing things that make up the best part of our day. Because Schwarber's Hospital is more than just a hospital. It's when my back is better, where my legs get stronger, where I get to be a kid, where it's the best part of my day.
With your gift of just $19 a month, only 63 cents a day, we'll send you this adorable Love to the Rescue blanket as a thank you.
Please, go online to loveshriners.org right now, on your phone or computer, to send your love to the rescue today. Will you send your love to the rescue today? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for giving. Because at Shriners Hospitals for Children, going to the hospital is like going to see family. It really is the best part of my day. Please, call or go online right now to give. If operators are busy, please wait patiently or go to loveshriners.org right away. Your gift will help kids just like me have the best part of our day.
You know Miller Lite only has 1 more calorie, right?
And more taste. Good choice.
Some Western philosopher once said, "The point of life is helping each other get through it." These days, we're all looking forward to getting back to the way things were. But even the days we wish to forget have had moments we'll want to remember. Moments that defined us. And at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, we know that in the end, how we get through it all will always depend on who we get through it all with.
Hey, I'm Cole Wright, your host of the Cubs Weekly Podcast presented by Wintrust. Now, be sure to join us this offseason because we're going to talk about all the storylines, and we're also going to look ahead to 2021. So be sure to download and subscribe to the podcast today.
The Astros recently took a trip to Monterrey, Mexico. Alex Bregman was mic'd up for batting practice as the Astros took on the Angels, and Bregman showed off the Spanish skills.
Ahora este año. Yuli, ¿por qué hueles a basura hoy? ¿Qué pasa? No bañar. No, tú nunca bañas.
La gente sabe que cuando tú bateas 4 hits, 4 días no te bañas.
Sí. ¿Hablas con Trout o no? No. Mejor jugador en Grande Liga. Trout. Mike Trout, ¿tú conoces? Sí. Mejor en Grande Liga.
Estos Astros de Houston están listos para otra serie mundial.
Sí, claro que sí, siempre. Listo para mucho más serie mundial.
¿Bailaste a él?
No bailar.
Tú bailas muy malo.
No, tú bailas muy malo. Oh, Jake's got good Spanish. Jake, what's your Spanish phrase for the camera today? Tell him.
Cuando estoy aquí en México,
Hablo?
Mi hablo solo español.
Ahí, caballo.
Pretty good stuff. Alex Bregman.
That's amazing.
Special player and a special guy. You talk about guys who are candidates to be face of the sport. He is certainly one of them. David Ross, you got kind of a cool note. Jose Cruz Jr. was down on the field. Of course, his dad played for the Astros for a long time. But who told you that Bregman was selected in Mexico?
He's a part of the MLBPA, the Players Union, and said he was selected as the ambassador for the Astros when they went down to Mexico to represent, do all the hoopla, do the media, go visit with the fans, and nailing it in Spanish. An interview in Spanish, I cannot imagine doing that as a person who only speaks English and played in winter ball, and how hard that must be.
And just look to master the obvious here, but consider for just a moment, this is a team. Jose Altuve's won an MVP. You have Yuli Gurriel. You have Carlos Correa. You got a lot of Latin players who were uber talented and well known. And they decided, no, you know what? Alex Bregman's going to be the ambassador. And you talk about embracing that role. He's spoken Spanish really since school, but it's something that he works hard on. When Alex Cora was their bench coach, he would speak Spanish. Josue Espada now, who's their infield guy and bench coach, is someone who he speaks Spanish to all the time.
He's so engaging, and like you said, right there, engaging his teammates. I love the piece with Marisnik and with Gurriel. He stinks. He hadn't showered in a while. I mean, he's got it down. It's very impressive. And the sense of humor to go along with it in a different language, pretty impressive to me.
He's also one of those dudes, let's be honest. Alex Bregman's super talented, and he is confident, man.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking about a guy that a season ago hitting 30 homers. And somebody asked him after the game that he hit his 30th homer. Geez, 30 homers. Did you ever think you'd hit 30 homers? And he just looked at the reporter and said, yeah.
Yeah.
What else you got? So my point is, not everybody on the other side loves the dude. And that's, you need those type of guys.
But let me, from experience a little bit, and being around some guys that started early on in my career, but really hit home in Boston for me, being around great players that expect to be great is a real thing. And that's why he talks about winning championships. That's why this team carries the swagger they have. They have a multitude of those kind of guys in that dugout that believe they're great. I asked Johnny Goins one time, same thing. He hit a walk-off home run. He goes, I was like, man, that's awesome. I'm so happy for you. He's like, what, you weren't expecting it? I was. I was like, good point. Okay, all right. Yeah, I don't think that way in the box. Maybe I should, Little stories like that you hear from good, well-minded big league players.
Yeah, and for Alex Bregman, it's a great-minded big league player.
Do you have concerns about mild memory loss related to aging? Prevagen is the #1 pharmacist-recommended memory support brand. You can find it in the vitamin aisle in stores everywhere. Prevagen, healthier brain, better life.
I have, over my 30 years, seen many patients who have excessive sweating. It is very much a confidence killer. I recommend Carpe for my patients.
Carpe is by far the most effective antiperspirant I've ever used.
I love Carpe. Now I don't sweat.
Effective and affordable. It's a game changer. Excessive sweating is not something you have to live with.
Avoid expensive treatments, injections, and prescriptions. Your total body sweat solution is available at mycarpe.com. Visit today and get up to 30% off.
People from Chicago pull for Chicago. We root for his teams, celebrate his successes, push through his challenges. When people call us the second city, it's misleading. We're second to none. We're hardworking, resilient, but we have a good time. When you live in Chicago, you proudly call this home. Your bank should too. We're Wintrust, built here for here. And we've taken our place as Chicago's bank because no other bank can say the same.
You never know what winter has in store. Ford SUVs help keep you prepared. Chilly mornings, you've got remote start. Slick roads, you've got confident control. Snowy terrain, shift drive modes on the fly. Whatever the forecast brings, Ford SUVs are built for weather. Choose Ford Credit Flex Buy on 2020 Edge with 0% APR for 66 months with an increase in monthly payments after the first 36 months plus $42.50 cash back.
We all look up to someone. Could be parents, teachers, or coaches. They give and give and give, and then they give some more. Their impact, immeasurable. Their sacrifices, too many to count. So to all the mentors in our lives who helped us get to right here and now, thank you.
Get to know where to place your next bet on Follow the Money on Marquee Sports Network. Vegas veterans Mitch Ross and Paulie Howard host this hour-long show, share their knowledge of sports and gambling.
For them to have to requalify for the playoffs and want to reestablish themselves as one of the top teams in the league.
Get the most up-to-date information in live odds, predictions, and betting trends from the sports gambling capital of the world. Follow the Money, live weekday mornings at 6 on Marquee Sports Network.
Meet Bob Minetti, loving husband, father, and pancreatic cancer survivor.
I'm so glad I learned what was possible for me.
To learn more about the latest research, including clinical trials, visit pancreaticcancercollective.org.
You're watching Cubs Classics, proudly presented by Prevagen. We move ahead in the action.
Here's Alex Bregman now. Fastball up, Bregman swings through it, and there's that pitch above the zone that Hendricks has been utilizing more so.
And I think that's exactly the plan. Pitch up so they can't focus on everything down. As a hitter, you want to get these type of guys up in the zone. If you got that four-seamer, it keeps them honest.
In the air, left field, that one back there, Schwarber. And that one's off the fence. Bregman to second, and he'll stop there.
Well, right after that fastball up, he gets a changeup here. Really just stays middle, sinks in just a little bit. Just jams Alex Bregman enough so he can't get it up there in the Crawford boxes. Kyle Schwarber backs up just enough. Can't quite come up with the leap and grab off the wall. But hustles down, keep him in at second base for a double.
So a man in scoring position to start the fourth for the Astros. And here is Michael Brantley. Brantley a double his first time. Bottom four, Cubs lead 2-0. And there's a strike. Let's go down to Jeff Passan.
Guys, you saw Alex Bregman swing through that first pitch fastball by Kyle Hendricks there. Last night, after he hit 2 home runs in a game to get himself up to an American League leading 17 on the season, Alex Bregman was not happy. He said, I want to figure out how to hit a four-seam fastball. The guy is a perfectionist through and through. Earlier today, A.J. Hinch was talking about Bregman. He said if you give him a goal, he's going to try and double it. Well, he just doubled at least.
Yeah, there's no doubt that last year, the step that he took early in the season, struggled with the four-seam fastball. And, I mean, I'd never heard a guy or guys speak about this, but Bregman talked about needing to think against a four-seam fastball about beating the ball and thinking a ball above was where the swing needed to be.
And nobody talks like this anymore, but we used to think hit down on the baseball is what I was taught when I was coming up. That's kind of taboo in today's game, but it's the same thinking of I got to get my barrel or think about getting my barrel on top or above that four-seamer, because what my eyes tell me and what my swing path is unnatural to hit that four-seamer up. So I have to think a ball or a ball and a half above that baseball so I can get on playing with that true four-seamer, especially the guys like your Garrett Coles that can really get true spin up in the zone with that four-seamer.
And again, for Kyle Hendricks, he's the type of guy that really understands reading swings. You know, everybody's got a different swing path, so he uses different ones. So the launch angle guys are more likely to get a four-seam fastball. And the flat bat guys are more likely to get the two-seam fastball. Line to the base hit into right. Hayward will pick it up. Bregman will stop. And with runners at the corners and nobody out, we check in with Brick in the studio.
Boog, the Cardinals are 6-17 since May 1st, taking on the Phillies. This game underway. Bases loaded for Cesar Hernandez in the bottom of the first. That base hit would score 2 runs to put the Phillies on top early 2-0 as Rhys Hoskins caught in a rundown, tagged out eventually at third as the Phillies, the 2-0 lead. Boog, Rossi, back to you.
Cardinals not in a good spot right now. Things are not going well for them. And the Phillies playing better baseball. Here's Gurriel, struck out looking his first time. First pitch swinging, popped him up. And Russell able to pull that one down. A big out right there. Bregman at third, Brantley at first, and Hendricks trying to pitch out of this jam. Kyle's originally drafted out of Dartmouth by the Rangers. 8th round, 2011, came to the Cubs in July of 2012 in the Ryan Dempster trade, your former teammate.
Yep.
Breaking ball in there for a strike.
That's what he's mixing in more as he's evolved. That first pitch breaking ball, we call it the dumper. Just get me over breaking ball. You know, he does his homework, knows guys who might not swing at. I know Duke loves the dumper.
The dumper.
Every time. In there. Just drop it in there.
It's basically like, because they're not going to swing it,
they're not
right?
going to swing, yeah. Just a little, you'd never throw a get me over breaking ball.
Reddick to center. Almora charging. Bregman at third. Here comes Bregman. Here comes the throw on a bounce. And just a little late. Bregman safe. C.B. Buckner on the call. Almora just a little late with the throw. Astros on the board. It's 2-1.
Josh Reddick here just gets enough of this ball to dead center. Albert Almora does exactly what you want to do. Get behind this baseball, get your momentum going forward. Seems to be on line. You see Wilson Contreras there, but Alex Bregman too fast. Good slide there, waiting, getting his heel down. That's the proper slide for people at home. Get that heel down with all the replay now. That front foot wants to pop up there. Alex Bregman does a good job of sliding directly into home plate.
I like you giving sliding instructions.
Right? I was so good at it. That's my I'm telling a fib noise, people.
Yeah. David Ross tells whoppers. It's a new website. I was a really good slider. Stole 40 bases in a season one year.
No, nothing about it, but I can talk all about it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So 2 down now. And Chirinos. Bodie on the right side. And that's the inning. Good job of damage control by Kyle Hendricks. Astros score. It's 2-1 Cubs headed to the 5th.
We move ahead in the action.
And the Astros right now on the short end of a 2-1 game. Last time out, Miley used the four-seam fastball a little bit more. Normally, he uses that cutter. In fact, he uses the cut fastball, does Wade Miley, more than any pitcher, starting pitcher in the game. But last time out, he used the four-seam fastball more, got some more swings and misses. First time Schwarber came up, it was the cutter that Schwarber hit out of the park.
I don't think he's getting the depth. There's a nice cutter there. I don't think he's getting the depth of the cutter that he normally gets. A couple more. I've seen a couple more change-ups than usual. Like you said, the four-seam fastball is in play. I think he's trying to keep these Cubs hitters off balance because they're so used to facing him last year a lot in Milwaukee. They know the cutter's coming. He's done a nice job of mixing in some other pitches, especially that last pitch to David Bodie.
Yeah, for Wade Miley, it's interesting. I talked with Colin McHugh pregame. Colin McHugh pitched in the Cape Cod League, and his two teammates were Dallas Keuchel and Wade Miley. And that was back when Wade Miley was throwing about 95 miles an hour. He said Wade Miley back in the Cape Cod League, Colin McHugh said, was a big power fastball guy. Then, of course, gets drafted by Arizona, becomes sinker changeup guy. And now it really started, not last year, but the year before, in a start in Tampa Bay in July. And he was getting hit around a little bit, and he just decided, you know what, I'm just going to throw the heck out of my cutter, throw that slider really kind of harder, was effectively what he was doing, and he just leaned on it. And that's the newest version of Wade Miley. And he strikes out the side right there. He's got 7.
Dear Winter, I'm coming. My squad of 15 vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of my game, so you better bundle up. Toyota.
Right now, get $1,500 customer cash on a new 2021 Highlander Hybrid. Visit Toyota.com to learn more. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
A little wellness goes a long way. That's why it's important to schedule a wellness exam with your primary care provider. It may not seem like a big deal, but being proactive about your health is a major plus. Advocate Aurora Health. We're here for you.
All the parts that you need to keep her on the road. For work, for school, everywhere you go. But sometimes they can be hard to find. Rock Auto's got the parts for whatever you drive. Upkeep on that work truck, you just save some big bucks. All the parts you're looking for delivered to your front door. All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto. All the parts your car will ever need. RockAuto.com.
You know Miller Lite only has 1 more calorie, right?
More taste. Good choice.
The Masterforce line of cordless tools delivers the power that your jobs demand, so you can keep your projects moving without missing a beat. One battery, every tool, every job. The perfect solution for getting your projects from start to finish. A 20-volt system that takes work as seriously as you do. Power, performance, durability. Masterforce, exclusively at Menards.
I've always had a problem with sweaty hands.
My feet were so sweaty. The general sports bra area.
My upper lip and my forehead.
It was just stressful.
It's really been a tremendous struggle.
We don't just sweat under the arms.
So we created the Carpe line of sweat management products for all over the body.
I haven't had sweaty hands in 2 years since I started using Carpe.
Honestly, just completely changed my life.
Avoid expensive treatments, injections, and prescriptions. Get Carpe today with limited time savings of up to 30% off at mycarpe.com.
What if you drove an SUV that paid attention, even when you didn't? Like the Hyundai Kona. The first car in its class that monitors steering and lane position in order to alert tired or distracted drivers. Driver Attention Warning from Hyundai, the brand with more 2020 IIHS Top Safety Awards than Honda or Toyota.
Now lease the 2021 Kona for $189 a month or get up to $3,000 in total savings. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
Back here at Minute Maid Park, John Sciambi, David Ross, Jeff Passan, Kyle Hendricks back to work, delivers to Tyler White. 2-0 to the first baseman. It goes White, then Kemp, and then Marisnick. Cubs have a couple of solo homers, one from Schwarber, one from Bryant, and a sac fly from Reddick, accounting for the Astros run. Hendricks back to work. Broke his bat, and that's a foul ball. Gosh, my, I mean, are you kidding me?
My goodness. Flips it underhand. Game is definitely moving in slow motion for him when you watch him play.
And it's the word you just used, though. Game.
Yeah.
He makes it, it's a game. You know what I mean? Like, we're just playing. It's a foul ball. And
hey, are we in the backyard?
Yeah.
Oh, nobody's here. He's saying right to me. He's telling Riz, right to me. I don't know where it's going, but if you throw it down the line, I throw it underhand, I can hit you right in the chest.
Baez playing third, still bothered by that heel contusion he suffered in the Sunday night game. I asked Joe Madden about his defensive alignment tonight. He's got Baez at third, Russell at short, and Bodie at second. And obviously there's some versatility with those three guys. I said, how did you choose where Baez would play? And he said, honestly, I don't think the DH works so great for him, and this is probably the best case scenario is playing him at third. Almora handles that nicely, throw to second, and it's too late. Right in with a double.
Really good at bat right there by Tyler White. Taking this 3-2 changeup, takes a borderline pitch up in the zone. This changeup here stays up for Hendricks, but Tyler White stays on it, knowing that the fastball can't beat me. Pulls his hands in nicely and throws a double in the gap. Nice job there by Almora playing that ricochet, but Tyler White hit it too far to get him at second.
So here's Tony Kemp now. Kemp, who starts at second base here tonight. Of course, Jose Altuve among their injured. Altuve on the injured list. Shortens to bunt.
Tony Kemp creates a lot of problems with his speed. He can really handle the bat. You see there, a lot of action moving around the diamond with Tony in the box. Guys expecting bunt. He can hit, slap. Made a great play from second base last night on a ball down the line against Albert Almora.
Talking to Tony Kemp pre-game, kid from Nashville, grew up playing with two really good players, and the big bopper on his team, he played with Mookie Betts, but that wasn't the big bopper. It was Robbie Ray, the left-handed pitcher of the Diamondbacks. He said he would throw a shutout one day and then hit 3 homers the next day. He was their big hitter on summer ball travel teams that they played together. One hop bullet. Bodie's going to third. Short hops Baez, flags it down, and puts the tag on White. And aggressively they cut down the runner over there between second and third.
Well, this is a really nice play here. Nice swing by Tony Kemp. Short line drive, short hop to David Bodie. But the play here is Baez on this throw. Watch this. David Bodie sees Tyler White. All right, he's a slow runner. Look at Baez come get that baseball. That was an in-between hop for Baez. Watch right here. A short hop is going to be for Baez. Watch Baez reads this ball, come forward, know to come get that short hop, play it out in front. He doesn't back up where that ball eats him up. Great decision by Bodie and great play by Baez.
So now a man at first and 1 out. Cubs lead 2-1. Both these teams do a really good job of taking ground balls and turning them into outs. Now that was unconventional, but that would have been an out at first if he hadn't chosen to go to third. The Cubs pitching staff, they get a lot of ground balls. But the combo of getting a lot of ground balls and then the rate at which you turn ground balls into outs, I mean, that says a lot right there. So again, their pitchers, their ground ball rate leads the majors, converting grounders into outs, 5th highest. If you're wondering, the Cardinals are 1 and the Astros are 2. So
when you have the pitching staff that the Cubs have and you focus on that soft contact, it's not a big strikeout group, right? So the defense has to be on their toes. They have to be positioned well. They've prided themselves on good defense and good pitching go hand in hand, especially when you're talking about the soft contact that they create.
Yeah, that's where the Cubs are at least a little bit of an outlier in today's world of pitching staffs, that for the most part, the high strikeout rate teams are the teams that are really dominating, and the Cubs are doing it a little bit more with lower velocity and trying to generate soft contact.
When you feel like that's exactly what the Astros are trying to do. They're trying to strike you out. They don't want any contact. And what the matchup for the first two was really interesting for me. The first 2 games with the lefties that the Cubs had going, they rely on, those 2 veterans, and Cole Hamels and John Lester, rely on that soft contact in the defense. And the Astros hit the ball really hard versus left-handed pitching. And we saw who won those last 2 battles.
Center field. Almora chasing back, slowing down now. And Kemp will stay put at first. There's 2 down. Here at Minute Maid Park, roof is closed. John Shambi, David Ross, Jeff Passan. Our producer, Jeff Dufine. Our director, Monday Night Football's own Jimmy Platt. There is no 50-yard line in this sport, Jimmy. I miss you, buddy. Love you.
This is when most teams take a gamble. You've got 2 outs, leadoff guy at the plate. You see him get behind in the count. Tony Kemp's going to run. Cal Hendricks holds runners fairly well, and Wilson Contreras can really throw.
Big swing and miss. Hendricks. You know, it's funny. So Kyle Hendricks is a guy, and he gets talked about in a similar way to Greg Maddux. I had a long conversation with him the other day, and he said, you know, to be honest, I didn't really grow up watching Greg Maddux. He wasn't the guy, though there may be some similarities. But he did tell me how Greg Maddux really came onto his radar. He said at Dartmouth and his first year in the pros, he started to learn about Greg Maddux through another guy, Harvey Dorfman. The Mental ABCs of Pitching is a book you'll find, I would say, some pitcher in every major league clubhouse has a copy of that book. And he said that he reads that book by Harvey Dorfman, one of the all-time and really leading first sports performance guys. He reads that book really between starts, almost between every start. And that's the biggest connection he found at Greg Maddux. On his game tonight, his Cubs lead.
Join us each week for the Off the Mound with Ryan Dempster podcast, presented by Sloan. Don't miss the in-depth conversations with some of the biggest names in baseball, plus celebrities, musicians, and more.
You think you know what a manager goes through as a player, but you have no idea until you actually go through some of those conversations or decisions and the kind of ups and downs of the season.
Download and subscribe to the Off the Mound with Ryan Dempster podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, and it's all presented by our good friends at Sloan.
Running a business here comes with ups and downs. The downs make you tougher. The ups keep you pushing. At Wintrust, we know what that's like because we started here too and have found a way forward. From us to you, keep going. We've got your back.
Do you have concerns about mild memory loss related to aging? Prevagen is the #1 pharmacist-recommended memory support brand. You can find it in the vitamin aisle in stores everywhere. Prevagen, healthier brain, better life.
FanDuel Sportsbook's risk-free first bet makes it incredibly easy to bet without risk. But to make it even less risky, we've hired former All-Pro nose tackle Vince Wilfork to be Aaron's food safety inspector while he bets.
Do you think I could have a bite yet? Or it's just I haven't eaten this morning. I didn't eat. Do you know when?
FanDuel Sportsbook. There's no easier way to try sports betting risk-free.
It's okay.
Get up to $1,000 back if you don't win your first bet.
Some Western philosopher once said, "The point of life is helping each other get through it." These days, we're all looking forward to getting back to the way things were. But even the days we wish to forget have had moments we'll want to remember. Moments that defined us. And at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, we know that in the end, how we get through it all will always depend on who we get through it all with.
Looks like we could get you in on the 30th of next month.
Nothing sooner, even just for birth control?
Even just for birth control.
Tell her about Nurex. She can get her prescription online from a licensed medical provider like me.
And I can do it right now?
That's the best part. With the Nurex app, you can access birth control anytime, no appointment required.
And your medication arrives at your door with free shipping. That's the best part.
Okay, how can every part be the best part?
Well, that's the best part.
Go to Nurex.com to get started.
You've been really busy lately, so we think you deserve to do something that's just for you.
Look what just arrived.
It's so beautiful.
Love this bag.
Oh my God.
This is self-care in a box. Oh yeah.
This is perfect for fall.
Treat yourself to a box today. Go to FabFitFun.com. Use code BESTDAY for $10 off your first box.
Here's Chris Bryant now. Bryant a strikeout and a homer. Cubs 2, Astros 1. Top 6. Boog, Rossi, and Jeff Passan here from Minute Maid Park. Had 12 homers coming into tonight. And he hit one. Can I say it? Passing. Can I say he hit a homer off of Towles Hill, or where Towles Hill would have been, right?
Yeah, I don't think that would have gone out if Towles Hill were still there.
No, I think you're right. Don't yell at me.
Would have hit the flagpole.
It would have hit the flagpole. That's right.
Rossi, you ever hit one out there?
I didn't know. No, I didn't have that kind of pop. One of the greatest catches I've ever seen were out there. Dave Roberts robbed Lance Berkman to keep Eric Gagne's streak alive. Lance Berkman hit one, and Dave Roberts ran up that hill and avoided the flag and grabbed it out of the restaurant that was just over the wall. It's pretty cool. If we would have set that question up, we would have had great video of it, but we didn't do that.
We're really starting to figure this TV thing out, Rossi. Hey, time now to take a look at Raised Right. It's brought to you by Jim Beam. And we look back. Chris Bryant, third inning, bang. Center field, exit velo 103.4, launch angle 26 degrees, 419 feet, the projected distance. It's a homer. And down, and here is Anthony Rizzo. Get a chance to chat with him for our 90 feet. I love that story, 2015.
That was a fun one.
Yeah.
We were just getting to know each other.
Anthony, would you mind taking a picture of me and Chris Bryant? And he'd been in the big leagues for like 2 weeks. Now, one of the things he's used to, the shift, seeing it more and more and more. Why do they shift? Here's why. I mean, when basically 79% of the balls that he hits go to the right of second base, or from just to the left of second base all the way over to the first baseline. It's really good quick math by me. I know you're all thinking that at home. Didn't even need to calculate. 14 plus 7. 100 minus 21, 79%. And he beats the shift. Snuck that between Kemp and Bregman. That's got to feel good, right? I mean, you played with him, you played with Brian McCann, guys who get shifted a lot, and they hit one hard on the ground and beat the shift. That's feel good.
Well, and he told me before the game he was going to try to stay up the middle and not roll over like he does Wade Miley normally. You see here, just finds that hole probably where a second baseman normally would play. But that's an 11-game hitting streak there for Anthony Rizzo. He has been on fire in that 11-game hitting streak. 5 home runs, over 1,000. 1.465 OPS. I'm not a numbers guy, but that's good.
That's a double play. And coming up at the bottom of the 6th, long division with David Ross. Cubs on top of the Astros. It's 2-1.
Yeah, it's still the most wonderful time of the year. 'Tis the playoffs with DraftKings Sportsbook. New customers can bet $1 on any football game to win 100. Just pick a team, and if they win, you win. It's that simple. Because life's more fun with skin in the game. Download the DraftKings at Casino Queen Sportsbooks app. Bet $1 to win 100 and make it rain.
You know Miller Lite only has 1 more calorie, right?
Good choice. Visit your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
Tuesday at 8, it's the next installment of Chris and Tell, the new talk show hosted by Emmy Award-winning host Chris Myers. This week, Chris is joined by two-time Super Bowl champion Jim McMahon.
I get into the huddle. I said, look, boys, I said, this game doesn't mean a damn thing. I said, we're already in the playoffs. We have home field advantage. I said, let's get this man the record that he deserves.
Catch Jim McMahon on Chris and Tell, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. Tuesday at 8 on Marquee Sports Network.
We've always had villains to face.
Bad guys to take down. But you
are the most horrible of all.
We're not here because we have to be.
We're here because we've had enough of you.
Every single one of us is mortal.
But inside of us, we're all heroes.
So stand up with us.
Stand up to fight.
Stand up to cancer. Visit standuptocancer.org to learn more.
Sometimes technology can be a tangled mess, but not in the all-new Hyundai Elantra. It's the only vehicle in its class to offer completely wireless Apple CarPlay, which means the Elantra will never tie you down. The office?
Hey, Abby.
That's another story. The Hyundai Elantra. The longer you live, the more there is to like.
Now lease the 2021 Elantra for $169 a month or get up to $1,000 in total savings. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
For over 100 years, the American Legion has been strengthening communities by providing life-saving help to our veterans and neighbors during our nation's toughest times. We are the American Legion, Veterans Strengthening America. To learn how you can help, visit legion.org.
Blake Snell, one of the top pitchers in the sport, you'd have to say. And that power stuff combined with the touch. Speaking of touch, Kyle Hendricks back to work. It'll be Bregman and Brantley and then Gurriel. Astros down a run. I talked about Kyle Hendricks and a little bit of a change, working up in the zone a bit more. I thought one of the things that was interesting that he told me was, he said, yeah, you know, the last couple of years, I don't feel like I've been getting quite as many pitches called down on the lower part of the strike zone as Russell gathers it in. But it was last year where he was struggling, and they needed to make an adjustment. They have a system in place called Kinetrax that a lot of teams are starting to have. But look on the left, that angle that's a little more towards 10 o'clock. David Ross, when he's throwing the sinker, he needed to be a little more like he is on the right. And if you remember last year, it was basically April, May, June, and then from July on, after he made that adjustment, he killed it. But it was with the guy on the right where he was a little more upright, able to get on top of the baseball more.
We talk a lot about mechanics and pitches, and that's exactly what Kinetrax helps you do. Know what you're doing at your best, and then when you get off, you can find it in your posture. Your posture has to be chest up and not leaning, for, especially for a sinker baller. When you start tilting that head, you get on the side of the baseball, and the run you want sink, and when you get on the side of the baseball, you get more run, which I always call the barrel finder. That thing's across the middle of the plate a lot. When he gets on top, like on the right, that's when you get that true sink and the swing and miss or the ground ball.
And in these spots, the thing about posture that messes with you is you think it's arm angle, but it's not.
Exactly right. You got to get your body. We talk a lot about body mechanics right now. I mean, we've been to drive line. That's all they're talking about. These things are extremely important. Put your body in the right position so your arm works freely. And a little bit of his struggles, I talked to Kyle a little bit this year, a little bit of struggles early on where he felt like he couldn't find his release point.
That one towards the left field corner, and Schwarber able to make the grab.
And I talked to him a little bit. It's quick because of that fix he found last year, is to go, oh, it's all mechanics, it's all mechanics. This year he couldn't find anything. He said, you know what? I don't feel right, but I just got to start competing. He went back to the mental mindset of, I've got to execute pitches no matter what, whether I feel great or not. I got to execute my pitches, and that's really been the change for him when he made that turn from early on this year.
Yeah, so he made that mechanical adjustment, but he didn't want to get too much into focusing on the mechanics. Like you said, I got to compete out there. The thing he said to me, though, just in a chat where he said, yeah, I feel like the last couple of years I'm not getting as many pitches called strikes at the bottom part of the zone. Baez handles it and throws him out. Both these guys are working too fast. I have stories to tell. There's information to give. Very frustrating. It's 2-1 Cubs.
Get to know where to place your next bet on Follow the Money on Marquee Sports Network. Vegas veterans Mitch Ross and Paulie Howard host this hour-long show, share their knowledge of sports and gambling.
For them to have to requalify for the playoffs and want to reestablish themselves as one of the top teams in the league.
Get the most up-to-date information in live odds, predictions, and betting trends from the sports gambling capital of the world. Follow the Money, live weekday mornings at 6 on Marquee Sports Network.
Every generation has its heroes who see past themselves and the risks and the fear to run toward the danger with courage and compassion, touching lives, saving lives, changing us all. Every generation has its heroes, and you are ours. Advocate Aurora Health.
You never know what winter has in store. Ford SUVs help keep you prepared. Chilly mornings, you've got remote start. Slick roads, you've got confident control. Snowy terrain, shift drive modes on the fly. Whatever the forecast brings, Ford SUVs are built for weather. Choose Ford Credit Flex Buy on 2020 Escape. Get 0% APR for 66 with an increase in payments after the first 36 months, plus $3,000 back.
At Mastercraft, we engineer doors that turn houses into homes, that add value and comfort, that make life easier and more secure. From traditional doors that everyone loves, to custom doors as unique as you. Open, close, swing, slide, and slam, day after day after day. Mastercraft, great doors, inside and out. Exclusively at Menards.
You have to ask, really?
It's true.
Ooh.
We're going to be #1
in the world.
Stay with me now. 3 more all the way through. Hey! Focus on swinging the rear hand as you kick. I want to hear it. Change levels. Hit him in the body with the kicks out or the leg. Show me your heart now. We got to win this fight. Well done, guys. That was beautiful. Hands up. Show the judges you're victorious.
Back here in Houston, Minute Maid Park. And a reminder on Sunday Night Baseball in New York from the Bronx. Red Sox Yankees starts 6 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app with Baseball Tonight. Sunday Night Countdown. And, of course, it'll also be available on ESPN Radio with yours truly and my good friend Chris Singleton.
Just rubbing it in tonight. That's like, there's an extra good in there than normal.
Sorry. Miley going to work here. Contreras, Almora, and Hayward. John Shambi alongside my pretty good friends David Ross and Jeff Passan.
Wade's had it going tonight, man. He's mixed it all up. That four-seamer a little more than usual.
Yeah, that kind of continues a trend from his last start where he threw the four-seamer a bit more.
I've always said, and I got to catch John Lester, who had a great cutter, but if you don't keep him honest, the hitter honest with that four-seamer, it almost helps the hitter if you don't have that thing spot on with the depth and the action you want. Throwing a true four-seamer in, especially to righties, keeps everybody honest.
Well, I think that the really intelligent hitters and pitchers are similar in terms of they're going to adapt. You know, I can remember talking to Joey Votto and asking him about swinging at the first pitch a lot. That's a strike. And early in his career, he didn't swing at the first pitch very much. Then he had a long stretch where he did swing at it a lot, and then he didn't. And I asked him if there was intention in those trends, and he said, you know, sometimes you have to switch up the message you're sending to the pitcher. As Contreras is down on strikes, I think Hendricks has some of that, and my sense is this guy on the mound has it as well, the willingness to adapt and change the message.
No doubt. You got to keep hitters honest, as we talked about. There's that four-seamer to finish. Wilson Contreras here, but he's had it all working tonight. The cutter, the changeup's been phenomenal. I really like that changeup. He's got the breaking ball, but what I love is the four-seam fastball he's finishing with. Up in the zone, fastballs up to finish, has really done a good job of keeping these hitters honest and not give them that cutter when they're expecting it.
Yeah.
Put a little bow on that. John Lester, when I got over to Boston, was always throwing cutters and fastball counts, trying to get off the barrel. Well, hitters started sitting on it, almost sped up the barrel. Like, I can hit it. It's slower. I know what it's doing. I know the action that's coming. It was almost helping them out, so we had to start pounding guys in, four-seam, even in fastball counts, to challenge them, to make them commit to that four-seam fastball.
Yeah, understandable, sure. Here's Almora, the count 1-2. On the ground, Bregman collects. Hayward off the end of the bat, just kind of fends one off the other way, and a 2-out single. Cubs lead at 2-1. Cubs with solo homers from Schwarber and Bryant in the first and the third. And for the Astros, a Josh Reddick sac fly, and that was in the fourth. And that's all the score. Addison Russell 0 for 2.
A little bit of breather here from Chirinos, going out, giving him a breath. Got 2 quick outs. Jason Hayward hit one off the end on the shift. Just locking him back in, knowing, hey, this is probably your last hitter. You're at 99 pitches. Got somebody up in the bullpen, maybe giving him a little extra time. Slow things down.
A.J. Hinch.
Still can't believe he put on a throw over in the middle of all that. He's talking to us and put on a throw over sign.
We'll show that coming up, but he had the headset on, and you said, did you just put the throw over on while you were talking to us? Yeah, I did. Here's a look at it. Here's what happened. So he's talking to us, and while he's talking to us, and then Miley threw over to first.
And so the process of that, too, people, is like, does this runner at first jump first pitch? Do I need to make sure I keep him honest? How many outs are there? As he's carrying on a conversation about Alex Bregman or whatever we're talking about, it's like, what is going on? I mean, I know how much concentration, how much information goes into those throwovers.
Let's go down to Jeff.
Yeah, there's a joke inside of baseball, guys, that I know both of you have heard, and I'm sure some other people have, that Stanford graduates or Stanford baseball players think they're the smartest. A.J. Hinch is pretty much the smartest, isn't he?
Yeah, he is smart.
That was when I saw that, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Did he really just put a sign on in the middle of an interview? I have a difficult enough time stringing together 5 words, and here's the guy talking to us and doing it.
Yeah, no question. Marisnik charging in, makes the grab, and that's that. Wade Miley outstanding tonight here in Houston. It's time to stretch.
I am Robert Strickler. I've been involved in communications in the media for 45 years. I've been taking Prevagen on a regular basis for at least 8 years. For me, the greatest benefit over the years has been that Prevagen seems to help me recall things and also think more clearly. And I enthusiastically recommend Prevagen. It has helped me an awful lot.
Prevagen, healthier brain, better life.
We are no stranger to adversity. Our bodies are made to be challenged, to adapt,
to heal, and rebuild. At the Illinois Bone and Joint Institute, we know that getting knocked down just gives us an opportunity to get back up, better and stronger than before. Because while setbacks can seem relentless, our bodies are resilient, and the comeback is always the best part.
Some Western philosopher once said, "The point of life is helping each other get through it." These days, we're all looking forward to getting back to the way things were. But even the days we wish to forget have had moments we'll want to remember. Moments that defined us. And at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, we know that in the end, how we get through it all will always depend on who we get through it all with.
When you live in Chicago, you proudly call this home. Your bank should too. We're Wintrust, built here for here. And we've taken our place as Chicago's bank because no other bank can say the same.
One of the UFC's most notorious athletes returns to the octagon for a long-awaited rematch. And we're giving you the opportunity to bet $1 and pocket $257 if Conor McGregor repeats history and wins by first-round knockout during UFC 257. Bet a little, win a lot. It's that simple. So download the DraftKings at Casino Queen Sportsbook app, bet $1 to win $257, watch the fists fly, and make it rain.
You know Miller Lite only has one more calorie, right?
More taste. Good choice.
Dear Winter, it's been fun getting to know you. Sleet, blizzards, ice. I love that you don't hold back. We didn't take it personally when you tried to bury us under 6 feet of snow. It's cool. You do your thing, and we'll do ours. Stay chill. Toyota Trucks.
Right now, you can get $500 customer cash on a new 2021 Toyota 4Runner. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
You're watching Cubs Classics, proudly presented by Prevagen. Let's get back to the action.
Josh Reddick makes his way to the plate. There are two things that Josh Reddick loves: Spider-Man and Ric Flair. So when he makes his way to the plate, you hear woo. Now, I found a great story. Josh Reddick, he told me this. This is from 2016. He's been a Spider-Man fan his whole life. He wears that compression top under his jersey every game. He got to catch the first pitch from Stan Lee in 2016. And if you look, he's wearing it tonight. You can see it. Yeah, there it is, sneaking out underneath. That is his Spider-Man compression top. He said as a kid he loved Spider-Man. He made a catch with the A's in Toronto where he climbed the chain link fence. Remember that? And Ray Fosse and Glenn Kuiper referred to him as Spider-Man. And then one night, Stan Lee's throwing out the first pitch, and his teammates, they found out that they knew he was a big Spider-Man fan. Hey, why don't you catch the first pitch tonight? Yeah, he was throwing it out. Stan Lee, no way. And then showed him awesome. his Spider-Man. Yeah, it's his MLB underoos, basically. Right?
The superhero we didn't know about.
And I have to confess, line is short. Russell makes the grab. I grew up a huge Spider-Man fan. I think I was Spider-Man for Halloween plus 6 times.
Really?
But it was back in the days where they had the stinky plastic mask and that string behind the mask. And even now when I'm on like a plane and I see some kid and he's got like a cool piece of like Spider-Man luggage, I'm like, wait, what's that? What's going on over there? And I said it to Reddick and he's like, absolutely. He said, I'm walking through the airport with my wife. I see a kid with some cool Spider-Man luggage and he's like, that's awesome.
The superhero things all the kids rave about. That's all my kids want to see is Avengers and all the Marvels and
yeah, no doubt.
Always asking me what's my favorite. So yours is Spider-Man.
Spider-Man was my dude.
I was a Hulk guy. I like the Hulk. The green muscle guy. Angry, because I look at angry.
You are. You're a yeller. Just ask Anthony Rizzo. You did not come to play today. Ooh. You are unbelievable.
I can't help it.
You're not down there, David.
Oh, we see. It's just a four-seamer got away here. Trying to go up and in to Chirinos. Just loses that two-seamer. You can see he felt it right out of his hand. Never get comfort seeing that. I make noises, don't I? Jeff doesn't know about all my noises.
So can we play that? Can we play that back, like just with the live with the audio? Because it's pass it. It's like he's still behind the plate. There are two things. One, if there's a pitch inside, he's immediately in like mode, and then the other thing is if there's a pop up, he's like where like as soon as the ball goes up in the air, he's like. Both of those things. Like here, we'll play it back after this next pitch. Just listen to David Ross, and this is.
That's how I was when I was catching.
But that's what I'm saying. This is his genuine reaction when that pitch is coming at Chirinos. Listen to this. Not come to play today.
Oh.
You were unbelievable.
I can't help it. You get a kick out of every time.
I love it.
I think my favorite noise, though, is like Rossi never used to pop up.
Lots of noises.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks. Back to baseball.
Yeah. I don't understand what happened. They let 3 children into the broadcast booth tonight. Yeah, that's us. What? No, that's sorry. Ivan, you too. A 1-2. Well, Cubs in town. Good crowd here tonight at Minute Maid Park. Baseball with the roof closed. John Sciambi, David Ross, Jeff Passan. A little over 33,000 here tonight. I'll ask both of you guys. Jeff Passan, Astros best team in the game right now?
Yes. And look, they're missing Springer and Correa and Altuve right now.
Yeah.
They're not putting the best team on the field, but at full health, I think they are pretty clearly the best team in baseball.
David Ross?
No doubt. No doubt for me. I mean, there's some really good ones right now. I definitely love the Dodgers. What the Twins are doing, you can't ignore, but this team top to bottom, pitching staff, bullpen, the whole shebang. Best team in baseball for sure when they're healthy.
They can end up winning a lot of games. Contreras sings out of that one. Look at the Astros' remaining schedule. They have 37 wins right now. They play 106 games. They play 26 against teams that right now are above 500. Think about that for a second. So you're talking about 80 of their final 106 games. That actually includes tonight.
Right.
So does that include tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, it includes tonight. Right.
But no, I mean, they've got an easy road.
Yeah.
I mean, easy to say that, right? But you're exactly right. They've played the bulk of their hard schedule. They're going to battle it out with the A's. The A's are playing better baseball as of late.
They're not battling it out with the A's.
No, I just mean, I mean, in their division, right? Like the A's are playing better. They'll play the A's 14 more times.
That's correct.
But I'm saying those are the, record-wise, those are the best teams that they're playing anymore and the most. So
that's it.
Yeah.
You know what, guys? Isn't this an indictment on the American League?
Yes.
It's not even June yet. And we have a pretty decent idea of who the 5 American League playoff teams
As we've had for 3 years now. It's for 3 years now, and it's the same grouping of teams. Now trade in the Twins for the Indians. But it's the same grouping of teams. It's the Astros, the Yankees, the Red Sox, and it's a problem because the bulk of the American League is doing the we'll get back to you in a couple of years. Just give us a year or two. We'll get back to you.
And you know what the scariest part is? That the Astros right now are on pace to have a historically great, like as good as the Murderers Row Yankees offense.
Yep.
And one of their best hitters potentially is at AAA right now. Yordan Alvarez, who came over in a deal a couple years ago for Josh Fields, is hitting .371 and slugging almost .800 down at AAA right now. And that's another hit by pitch.
Yeah, Kemp gets plunked there. The wrist or the hand, that's scary.
Yeah, I think it got him in the hand. Looks like tried to come front door two-seam here for strike 3. Tony Kemp goes to commit to that. Oh, right on the wrist. Ow. That is a bad spot to get hit.
It goes without saying. They don't need that. Big spot right here. Kemp stays in the game. 2 on, 2 outs, and it's Marisnick who is grounded out and fly down. Cubs by a run.
Just been a little off this inning. We see the 2 hit by pitches, and right there trying to go into Marisnick. I don't know if Kyle Hendricks is getting tired. He's only at 87 pitches, but this Astro lineup takes a lot of focus, and he's just missed his spots here a couple times in this inning. Very unnormal for him.
Steve Cishek up and throwing. This will be the 18th pitch of the inning. And that's the most of any inning for Hendricks. Well, this is one of those that kind of played to the script. 2 guys work fast, game's gone fast. 2 guys that usually end up mowing down the opponents at a pretty quick rate, and we've had ourselves a nice pitcher's duel. 0-2, 2 on, 2 outs. And a curve swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Kyle Hendricks. And at the end of 7, the Cubs still lead it by a run.
A little peace of mind is a big relief when you're managing seasonal symptoms or worried you've been exposed to COVID-19. Our symptom checker can help you navigate your health concerns fast and get you pointed in the right direction. Advocate Aurora Health, we're here for you.
I have, over my 30 years, seen many patients who have excessive sweating. It is very much a confidence killer. I recommend Carpe for my patients.
Carpe is by far the most effective antiperspirant I've ever used.
I love Carpe. Now I don't sweat.
Effective and affordable. It's a game changer. Excessive sweating is not something you have to live with.
Avoid expensive treatments, injections, and prescriptions. Your total body sweat solution is available at mycarpe.com. Visit today and get up to 30% off.
It's time for FanDuel Fight Night. This Saturday night from Octagon Island. Poirier versus McGregor. Wow, he just made a statement. Download FanDuel Sportsbook today to get boosted 25-1 odds on Poirier or McGregor at UFC 257. Bet $5 to win $125.
I grew up in Gary, worked in the steel mills, on the railroad, and the building trades, alongside other men and women who worked hard every single day. So when I became a lawyer, I made a commitment to build a firm that worked as hard as the people we represent, to win justice for those who've been injured or killed through negligence, to make our roads and work sites safer, preventing needless accidents from happening again. It's hard work, but it's also why year after year we're named among the best lawyers in America.
I'm always the first one up. I'm always up for a challenge. I'll overcome any obstacle. I don't believe in limits. I refuse to be average.
Need your Chicago sports fix? This is your source for Chicago sports. Marquee Sports Network's got you covered.
The offense looked much better. Guys were moving back and forth.
Tune in weeknights to the stadium for all your Chicago sports breaking news, highlights, and expert analysis.
We need to make moves with one eye on the future, but also have a really competitive team.
Catch the stadium, your source for Chicago sports news on Marquee Sports Network. Proudly presented by FanDuel. More ways to win.
Download the Marquee Sports Network app to live stream Cubs games. Catch highlights, watch player interviews, and get exclusive access to your team by downloading the Marquee Sports Network app right now.
Back here in Houston as Kyle Schwarber gets set to hit. We take a look at StatCast AI powered by AWS. Kyle Schwarber the opposite way, and that was to start the game. Launch angle 36 degrees, hang time almost 6 seconds, and the projected distance 369. And as Schwarber was rounding second, he wasn't sure where it was. Paul Nart, the second base umpire, wasn't sure. We're sure Chris Davinsky's in the game. 19th appearance. Astros bullpen's been really good.
He's been a big part of this bullpen for a while.
Lashes that one into left. So, man aboard here to start the 8th of the Cubs. Davinsky facing Schwarber, who has homered and struck out a couple of times. Cubs here tonight. Hasn't exactly been an offensive explosion. 2 runs on 7 hits. But Rossi, one of the things worth pointing out for the Cubs here this year, and that is something that Theo Epstein and company, they wanted to change a little bit of the culture. Last year they had a decent offensive team, but Joe Maddon's team in 2018, they scored 1 or none 39 times. That was the most in the majors. This year they've taken a little more of an opposite field approach. Whether there's a correlation, who knows? But so far this year they've changed that. So again, last year 0 or 1 runs in 39 games. It happened the most times in the majors. This year only 4 times. Second fewest in the majors. Only the Braves have been held to those numbers fewer times. So
there was definitely an emphasis on spring training on the group getting better at situational hitting, moving the baseball a little more. I think in our game everybody's kind of gone to that, move the baseball a little bit more, but you have to still look at a little bit. Addison Russell was out, Chris Bryant was hurt, Wilson Contreras really had a tough second half after making the All-Star team. So some guys that, yeah, Javi came about, Riz still had a great season, but there was a lot of guys that just didn't perform up to their capabilities or were injured.
And so Schwarber, after the time, steps back into the box, awaiting a 3-1 from Davinsky. Man at first, nobody out. Shortened the bunt. And that is ball 4. 2 on and nobody out for Chris Bryant. A reminder, tomorrow on ESPN Plus, Mets and Dodgers finish up their 4-game series in LA, 10:10 Eastern. Starting free trial now by downloading the app or going to ESPNplus.com so you can watch the game anywhere. So 2 on and nobody out. Chris Bryant at the plate with that axe handle bat. That's what he's been using. I guess April 26th was when it happened. He broke his regular round knob bat in a plate appearance in Phoenix against Robbie Ray. And his backup that day was an axe handle bat. So like in the middle, I mean, that's not a small thing, changing from round knob to axe handle in the middle of the at-bat. In the air, towering fly ball. Marisnik makes the catch. Oh boy, Schwarber's got to hustle back to first and safe at first. The Schwarber thought Bodie was going to try to advance, and Schwarber kind of climbed up on him.
Yeah, well, David Bodie tags here on this deep fly ball from Chris Bryant. See him go back. As soon as he sees Marisnik's going to catch it, he goes back. Schwarber's got to run with his head up. And when you're at first base, you have to run with your head up and look at the base runner in front of you. Alex Bregman gets it and throws it to first base, just not in time for Kyle Schwarber hustling back. But got to run the bases with your head up. We get preached that when you're playing all the way up through the different levels. That never stops.
So here's Rizzo now. Anthony Rizzo, 1 out of 3. He's off to a good start. He's not used to that, you know.
I talked to him yesterday, like, I don't know what to do. I'm almost hitting 300. That's usually always my goal. What am I changing my sights to from then on? He's notoriously a slow starter, and off to a very hot start for him so far this year and having a great month of May.
Yeah, he's normally chasing it, you know. He's normally in a spot, you know, last year the back was bothering him early, so March and April was bad, and he was just kind of chasing his season. But I mean, this year he's been one of the most productive offensive players in the National League so far this year.
Well, if you look at his baseball card over the years, a very consistent player in every category, and he's on pace this year to exceed those numbers that he's used to putting up.
Yeah, and again, you're talking about since the start of the second half 2018. I mean, he's 5th in the National League in OPS, so he's been one of the best offensive players in the league.
You hear a lot of talk about when you focus on this team, you always hear about the young guys, the Schwarbers, the Bryants, the Baez's, but this has been the staple for this organization for a long time. He's the only guy that's been there through the tough times, the 100-loss seasons, and really played 2 Gold Gloves over at first base, 1 platinum. This guy is a true leader and an everyday staple in that lineup in the 3-hole.
Tracking that one all the way into the mitt of Chirinos, and they count 3-1. And you see him with the, you know, the hand, and at times even when it's not 2 strikes, he'll choke up. But you see him right now, he's got that pinky right down there at the bottom of the knob, and he's looking to let it loose. And there's a strike. And now we'll see him choke up a little bit on the bat with a count 2 strikes. And you see him, yep, he'll inch up on that bat. Payzone said that wasn't a strike. But you check out the grip from the power hitter. He goes from the end of the bat and now up, I don't know, let's say about 1.5 inches.
He'll get that foot down early as well.
Different approach. Change up, swing and a miss. Davinsky's got a great one when it's right.
And
so from 3-0 to a strikeout.
Yeah, that's a Bugs Bunny changeup. Back-to-back changeup. The one in you saw there. Rizzo didn't get the foot down. He still went to drive the baseball, but you see this changeup. He turns over from Davinsky, just disappears from Anthony Rizzo. Great arm speed from Chris Davinsky.
Here's Baez now. Got a single sandwich between a ground out and a 5-4-3 double play. And again, you can tell with Baez, I mean, the numbers he's put up have been great. He's not healthy right now. I mean, Joe Madden told me he's playing third tonight because he doesn't swing it so great in the DH spot, and he'd have to move less to play third. But we saw him the first time he grounded out tonight. He just didn't look great breaking down like across the bag. You could tell that Baez's foot, the heel contusion as they've called it, was bothering him a bit.
Made a nice play in the hole earlier, and it was, you could tell just that initial push off running on that foot is bothering him, and I think it affects him in the box a little bit too. This game's so difficult to play when you're healthy, much less when something's bothering you.
Woo. Big swing. And whatever you want to say, this is one of those guys, it's hard to take your eyes off him.
Yeah, it is. One of the most exciting players in baseball. He can do a lot on the bases, in the box, power, the glove, the whole deal, the tagging we never talked about. But he's a guy that is actually committed to hitting the ball to the opposite field a lot more this year. One of the stats you were talking about earlier, as a group, yes, they're using the whole field, but he is a guy that understands now I can go deep to right just as well as I can go deep to left, and has clipped a bunch of balls to right field this year. Letting the ball travel has been something he's really been focusing on, seeing as long as he can.
Cubs as a team 4th in the majors in batted balls to the opposite field. And Baez, in terms of his hit disbursement has done a great job going the opposite way this year. And to me, it's impressive when you're talking about a guy who finished second in the National League MVP voting, and he said, yeah, I'm going to try and take the ball the other way a little bit more this year.
I love, well, we were talking about Alex Bregman earlier, and finding your weakness and how do we capitalize or get better at our weaknesses. And that's what great players do. They're trying to take those weaknesses and make them as little as possible.
So with 2 down, the bases are loaded. Cubs looking for some insurance. Here in the 8th, sacks back for Wilson Contreras, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. 2-1, Cubs lead it. And Brent Strom will head out to the mound. Brady Rogers up and loosening, and while we have a moment, help send your All-Stars to Cleveland with the 2019 Google MLB All-Star Ballot. New this year, and after the first ballot, the top 3 players at each position will advance to a special starters election. Vote at MLB.com/vote and on Google by searching for your favorite player or MLB Vote. Dewey says vote, everybody. That's a great Dewey guy. Wilson Contreras, career with the bases loaded. How many grand slams in your career?
I have no idea. Maybe 2? I don't know my stats. They were so bad I tried to forget them. I just remember the great moments. Ivan, get on it. On it. We need that stat. I think 2. I know I took Jake Arrieta deep for 1. Just saying. I love you, buddy, if you're listening.
Here's a strike. Wait, so he was with
Baltimore. I was with Atlanta.
How long did it take you to bring that up to him?
He actually brought it up to me. Oh, yeah, I was right. 2. Ivan just told me 2. I think they're both in Atlanta.
A 1 down.
He brought it up to me. I had forgotten that I had even taken. He wasn't the same guy. He wasn't crossfire Jake Arrieta. It was on first base side of the rubber.
Jeff.
All right, Rossi.
What do you got?
Left-handed pitcher, New York Mets.
Mats? No, it can't be Mats. He owned me.
No, he isn't. Mats too young for you?
Nice.
Attaboy.
That's what it. John Neese. He found my barrel too. Those are pitchers that found my barrel.
I mean, you basically, it was like you were swinging a 2-iron, that down and in bat path.
I was just over
Smartened
top
up, everybody.
Right?
All loaded up.